back to Mika Reacts and Reviews, where we act and review to things on the internet. And welcome, Hog Fam, Hangover Gang, stand up, because we are reacting to a new Macdonald video. He dropped yesterday morning, my last night, and it's called Clown World. It already has over 1 million views, 190 likes, 190,000 likes. And remember where I said in another video that every single time I react to a Macdonald song that he's just dropped, it has around the same amount of ratio to dislikes to likes? It's happened again. 1,600 dislikes. That is at least 3 or 4 times that it's been that way. Same haters, I guess, you know. Following to follow. You love to hate Tom. Anyway, I'm excited about this. I've seen the cover, I've seen some behind the scenes, and I watched a little bit of snippet of the video because I just couldn't help myself. So we're gonna get right into it. I don't know how long this video is gonna be, but I don't want to make it too long.
You worry about leaving a better planet for our kids. How about leaving better kids for our planet? Entire generation offended at everything, getting mad that a human thinks all lives matter. Okay. Alright, in a Tom and Nova fashion, they like to just drop. They like to just go like immediately without allowing the beat to drop. But I got it, I caught it. It says, you want to make a better planet for your kids, but you don't want to leave better kids for the planet. And getting upset because human beings think all lives matter, which is like ridiculous. Like, think about what that sounds like for a second. Like, imagine 100 years from now, like some kid is reading a history book and he's saying that yes, people were seen as evil because they believed all lives matter. The person reading that book would think that we lived in upside down world, probably. There was a woman who actually lost her life for literally just saying all lives matter. She lost her life for just saying something that Dr. King believed in, which is ridiculous. And I'm sad to say that when I posted this on my Facebook page, I had family members who tried to justify her dying by saying she shouldn't have said it. She shouldn't have said all lives matter. She shouldn't have believed all lives matter. Let's just think about that. And the whole like making better kids, leaving better kids for our planet is exactly for sure, because if they're all fucking idiots, who's gonna take care of the planet when everyone's gone? And I would also say, like, a lot of people worry about leaving a better planet when it comes to clean air and trees and all that stuff, which is great, but no one actually cares about what laws and policies in society that they're leaving behind for their kids either. Like, I don't know, like trying to take away freedom of speech. No one cares in 30 years if your kids or your grandkids won't be able to criticize the government, because then it would be considered hate speech. I've said it before, and I'm serious when I say this. I'm not just saying this to be funny. I seriously believe the collective IQ is shrinking. A lot of people stop being critical thinkers and just are like empty buckets. Just dump whatever you need me to repeat back, and I will do so. Alright, let's continue. I don't want to make it this too long. I can continue, but I won't. We don't need black or white or left or right. What we need is common sense. We need balance. We're all in the same boat. Why you trying to make holes? If they sink, we sink.
We don't need left or right, black or right. Well, what we need is common sense. We need balance. And I've always been about balance. I've always been about that. That's why I actually consider myself a bit more moderate. And I just want to put this out there right now. There are people that probably watch me and sub to me who think that I am a conservative or I am a Republican. I am not. I do not subscribe to one label. The reason why I do not is because usually when you do that, you create a tribalistic mindset and kind of cultish beliefs. For example, and I'm not upset with this person who left this comment, please do not get triggered. Someone commented saying that I shouldn't say POC because that's a leftist or progressive thing to say. The left or progressives do not own the term POC. It is just an umbrella term that means people of color or minority groups. That's all it means. And this person did also proceed to say that they were scared for a second because they thought I was a liberal because I said POC. So you were ready to cut me off and not to listen to what I had to say just because I said a word or a term that you have identified with the left. That's exactly what the left does. That's exactly what progressives do. That's exactly what crazy radical Twitter bots do to other people. You said this, you must be a bigot, therefore I'm not listening to you. Why would you adopt something that you find disgusting for yourself, right? This division needs to stop. I am not just a conservative. I am not just a liberal. I am not just anything. I have ideologies and liberalism, conservatism, libertarianism, and civic nationalism, and then I just smush them all together because I take each individual thing and I judge it on each individual basis. I don't go, well, that's this, and I'm just going to blanket it conservative, and that's that, I'm just going to blanket liberal. That's how you become a non-critical thinker, and that's how you become just a follower. I am a critical thinker. I pay attention, and I do my research, and for some reason, that has made me a conservative. I completely understand that a lot of things I say are considered today as right-wing talking points. That's because the society, the narrative has made it right-wing talking points, because the mainstream media or the mainstream narrative have made right-wing talking points despicable. They have made conservatives despicable. So they put common sense things and they label it right wing. So now common sense ideas are now considered despicable. If you label common sense ideas and make it scared for people to believe in those things, then those people stop believing in common sense ideas, if that makes any sense. Believing in freedom of speech used to be a liberal idea. It is now considered a right-wing talking point. Being anti-war used to be liberal. It is now considered a right-wing talking point. The reason why the things that I say are considered right-wing talking points is because society has deemed those ideas that way. I just say common sense, but I'm not subscribed to any one label. So I just want to put that out there. So if anybody was like, I'm only subscribed to you because I think you're a conservative, then you can unsubscribe. I apologize that I made you think that. I don't subscribe to any one label. I will in the future say things that are considered right-wing talking points, but for me it's just common sense and it's just what I come up with doing my own research. It might just be the fact that conservatives just have good points, just like some liberals have good points. It doesn't mean it's a liberal or conservative talking points, it just means each side or each group have good points. Let's continue.
Madness. I'm offended that you're offended by me taking offense. You can't build a wall, why does your house have a fence? I believe in two genders, I'm not mad at the rest. I'm just confused when a dude has a beard and some breasts. We won't always agree.
We can't build a wall, so why do you have a fence? Exactly. Some of the most privileged, rich-ass mother effers be screaming open borders, but have security, have security cameras, have a security system, have a security dog, and have a big-ass wall around their house, but they're screaming open borders. Okay, sure. And also the same people are doing that are also screaming defund the police. People who scream those is people that live in privilege, because the people who live in the ghetto, the people that are already living in low income families, go interview those people, go talk to those people. They don't like open borders. They don't even like immigration because it crowds their communities up and it clogs up their schools up. So the teacher has like 50 fucking kids in her class and she can't teach properly. The people who scream those things are people that live privilegedly, whether they're single and they don't have no other responsibilities or obligations but themselves, or people that don't live in those neighborhoods. Because where do illegal immigrants go? They go to low income neighborhoods. They don't go to middle class neighborhoods. They don't go to rich neighborhoods. So it's easy to scream yes, yes, yes when it does not affect you in any way.
Can't build a wall, why does your house have a fence? I believe in two genders, I'm not mad at the rest. I'm just confused when a dude has a beard and some breasts. We won't always agree. No, I don't hate all police. No, I don't think that the system...
Obviously, I think I get confused when a dude has a beard and some breasts. I feel like that's a troll. I think it's also a truth, because if a normie person, and when I say normie I mean someone who doesn't pay attention to trans or pronouns or the LGBTQ and stuff like that, I generally think if some normie person saw a man in a beard and a breast, he would be confused. I think Tom is trolling.
Racist, I just think the system hates people. I think fighting violence with more violence is what they want. Viruses and riots, people dying, we won't stay home. Black lives matter, all lives matter. What's all this division for? It's modern segregation, this is shut it up.
When I say all those labels and all those tribes, it's just segregation. All of us have way more in common than we do not. So we need to stop. And I know it's really easy to do so because I do it too. Like, the left, liberals, And usually if I say the left, I'm really talking about the small minority of people that's on Twitter, the small like blue check marks, and the ones that work in media, education, and in the government is usually what I'm talking about. But we need to stop the division.
Civil war! Burn the circus down, cause the world is full of clowns. They're all stupid and they're proud, painted smiles on their mouths. I don't hang with bozos, homie, I can't be around you. Anyone who knows me knows my feet don't fit in clowns.
I don't hang with bozos, I can't be around you. Sorry, I can't flock with your group, man. You're a bozo. It's like when people say like take a moment to walk in their shoes, but if they're clown shoes, I can't fit in them. The hook is okay. The hook is fine. It's not my favorite, but it's fine. Let's continue.
When I was a child, the only races that we hated were the ones that we ran and didn't win. Then we stopped playing with each other, started hating on each other, started noticing the color of our skin. Christians and atheists, immigrants, patriots.
Exactly true. There was a teacher, this is an actual teacher. I think she's like an elementary school teacher too. And she went online and she went sort of semi-viral. And she said, if you are a teacher, and you're not willing to teach your students how to systematically get rid of racism and how to be anti-racist, and you're not willing to teach them critical race theory, then you should not be a teacher. And there were these pamphlets going around that was targeted to young kids, because the pamphlet had like cartoon characters on it and stuff, and it said see color. So they're teaching young kids how to see each other's color. So two kids who are 5 years old, they go to kindergarten, they just like each other because you're a kid and I'm a kid, and we both like to play together. This teacher is going to come down and go, no kid, that's a black kid, and then that's a white kid. Black kid, you have to see that he's a white kid, and white kid, you have to see that he's a black kid, and you have to treat each other differently because of that. That's literally what teachers are doing now. This is why I've said before, I know it's hard, I know it's not possible for everybody, but people need to start homeschooling their kids or start heavily paying attention to what your teachers and what schools are actually teaching your kids. So sad.
We love the country, but we are not saving it. Wages don't raise to the rate of inflation, and half of the country hates all of the nation. It's funny that we think the world owes us something. All the phones got smart, but the people so dumb. We care more about the likes on a selfie than our moms, and the only time we ever speak the truth when we're drunk. We won't always agree. No, I don't hate all police. No, your thoughts and opinions ain't facts, and they are not defining my reality. No, I think picking sides.
Entitlement. And yes, I already said it before, the collective IQ is shrinking. Idiocracy at its best.
We care more about the likes on a selfie than our moms, and the only time we ever.
One of the reasons people are so obsessed with external validation is because they don't have internal validation. There are two types of people who need external validation, meaning I need someone to tell me I'm beautiful, I need someone to tell me I'm smart, I need someone to tell me I'm worthy of love, and all those things. And there's people who have internal validation. I'm one of those people who have internal validation. I was told a very long time ago when I was little, because I grew up in a very pro-black, anti-white family, that every single time they see a billboard or a magazine cover, see is another white person, they have no representation of black women. But I never needed there to be a black model for me to feel beautiful. I never needed there to be black representation for me to realize that I'm smart and I'm worthy and I have the ability to make the life that I want. I never needed that. I understand representation. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, especially when I was younger, where diversity definitely was lacking. And I get that. That's why a lot of Trump supporters liked Trump, because he was a representation of their ideas. So I get that. But you shouldn't need that to feel some sort of validation. That should come from within. But we created a society where people are obsessed with external validation. That's why everybody's obsessed with representation, because I need to see a fat person in a magazine to know I'm beautiful. I need to see a disabled person in a magazine to know I'm beautiful. No, just know that for yourself. Let's continue.
Speak the truth when we're drunk. We won't always agree. No, I don't hate all police. No, your thoughts and opinions ain't facts, and they are not defining my reality. No, I think picking sides divides. It's probably what has got us here. United States is great regardless. That's what we forgot in here. Black lives matter, all lives matter. What's all this division for? It's modern segregation. This is shutting up a.
You don't think the Civil War thing, they don't want that to happen? And Tom Macdonald was not the first person to say this, and if you listen to Tim Pool, he's not the first person to say that. Many smart people have come before Tom Macdonald and Tim Pool, who have said, professors, people who pay attention to these things, people who career and profession is trying to know these things and follow the sort of the temperature of society, have said that we are on the verge of civil war if we're not have started this civil war already, more like a Cold War. And yeah, of course, because if that happens, then martial law, more control. Let's continue.
Burn the circus down, cause the world is full of clowns. They're all stupid and they're proud, painted smiles on their mouths. I don't hang with bozos, homie, I can't be around you. Anyone who knows me knows my feet don't fit in clown shoes. They tell you be yourself and then they judge you on the internet till everybody hates you for it.
No.
If Jesus was alive, I swear to God that y'all would cancel him. Cause
you can be yourself as long as you're not cis white male. Because if you're cis white male, then you have to be Becky. Just kidding. That was a horrible joke.
He hates you for it. If Jesus was alive, I swear to God that y'all would cancel him. Cause lately being negative's the real new normal.
What's the saying? If you're not outraged, then you're not paying attention. So my anger actually makes me morally superior than you. So yes, if Jesus was alive, he would be canceled because Jesus was like a Christian Jew, and we all know that being anti-Semitic is just so cool now. If you don't believe me, look at the leaders of the Women's March and their best friend, Minister Farrakhan. So yeah, he would be canceled along with a lot of great people that came before us, like Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. They would be totally canceled now. And if people really dug into the history of Gandhi, he would be canceled too, because Gandhi was a nationalist. So yeah, most great people who come before us would be canceled now. Because intelligence isn't praise, just parroting and being a sheep and being a follower and going along with the narrative and performative activism and fake wokeness. That is what's praised.
Yeah, if you're thick, you're fat, you're rich, you're bad, you're poor, you're black, you're white, you're whack. They lie, it's fact.
They lie, it's facts. Exactly. Like saying there's not men and women. There's not two biological sexes only. That's a lie. But they've literally made it a fact now. Obesity is healthy. They literally made that a fact now.
It's facts. My generation needs a bunch of free condoms, cause common sense ain't that common. This is what they wanted.
I need that on a t-shirt. My generation needs a bunch of free condoms because common sense isn't common. Yes. I mean, common sense isn't common. That statement has been said before, but it's true.
This is how they plan it. This is to control everyone on the planet. Then we put each other in caskets, protest and panic, and they take advantage to manage the damage. We won't always agree. No.
It's like they create the chaos, they create the destruction, and then they fly in like Superman and then sit there like they're the heroes or something, when it's like, no, you're the actual problem. But again, as a society, and as many societies around the world, just keep falling for it.
Freedom doesn't come free. No, there was people fighting, dying overseas so that you get that freedom and be home. I think the elites are real, but they ain't drinking babies' blood. They're
like all the sacrifices people have made to give you the freedom and the privilege that you have, and then people just have no gratitude, like none. The fact that even people try to pretend that there's been no progress is such a slap in the face and a disrespect to the people who like literally died so you can have the life that you have now. Like college kids speaking in fucking privileged ass universities talking about, I'm oppressed. People have like mistaken the idea that like life being unfair equals oppression. No, there is a difference between life being unfair and shitty than oppression. There's a difference.
The damage, we won't always agree. No, freedom doesn't come free. No, there was people fighting, dying overseas so that you get that freedom and be home. I think the elites are real, but they ain't drinking babies' blood. They're creating chaos so they have something to save you from.
How many times have I said that on my channel? How many times have I said that? They create the fear. They create the enemy. They exacerbate your fear and your worries and your stresses and your anxiety, and then they say, pick me over here, vote for me, I'll save you from the invisible monster, I'll save you for the boogeyman, I'll save you from the scary racist, I'll save you from the scary homophobic and transphobic men out there, I'll save you from rape culture, I'll save you from hate speech, just vote for me. But once again, like, this is nothing new. People have said this so many times, and we just keep doing the same shit over and over again, expecting something different to happen.
Black lives matter, all lives matter. What's all this division for? It's modern segregation. This is setting up a civil war. Burn the circus down, cause the world is full of clowns. They're all stupid and they're proud.
Is it like burn the circus down, like burn the establishment down, or not burn it down like literally, but bring down the establishment, bring down the powers that be, bring down the ones that controlling us, bring down the fucking fake news, bring down the media, bring down the indoctrination of the education system, and start thinking for our fucking selves and unite and stop with all the division. That's how I translated that.
Smiles on their mouths. I don't hang with bozos, homie. I can't be around you. Anyone who knows me knows my feet don't fit in clown shoes.
Tom makes a good clown. Okay, I think that's it. Of course, Nova Rockefeller needs an round of applause. Speaking of Nova Rockefeller, let's talk about this video really quick. I'm gonna be really honest and say that the beat was not my favorite. I understand that I think he was going with kind of like a carnival, like spooky kind of, you know, fun house mirror clown circus vibe, and I got that. The beat was just not my favorite, but I love the message as per usual. It's Tom Macdonald, and I think that's usually what you get the most out of his songs that are like this, is the message that he's putting out there. I love the set design. I mean, like, I would love like a full fucking walkthrough and a tour, because I'm thinking like Tom Macdonald has like he built a whole fucking warehouse in his backyard. Unless they just like broke it down and rebuild different parts of the video, which is even more crazy work. And if you paid attention to the video, there were so many little details, like the little balloons painted in the background. Like, you know how tedious that stuff is? Like, that's crazy. Like, and if it was just Tom and Nova, bravo. I think he pulled off this sort of deranged, sad clown look really well. I think the set was amazing. That's a lot of work. And the editing, for someone who edits video, like I used to edit video as a freelancer, and I edit my own travel videos, and there was a lot of editing done in this video. So the video itself is really impressive. Again, the message is amazing. It just was not my favorite beat in the world. And I also think that the common theme in all of Tom's sort of conscious songs is always unify. I know that he says a lot of right-wing talking points that make people feel like, oh, well, he's making the stance over here. I never seen Tom Macdonald ever really do that. He's always been about unification. So I'm really hard to like believe that people like think he's a racist, or he's this or that. Like, he has his beliefs for sure, and he said in his live stream, just because he have a belief now doesn't mean it would be like that forever. He's growing, he's learning as a person. Just because he put in something in a video now doesn't mean he still believes in those things. But it's always been to unify, and I think that's what we should always be taking away from his videos, because the world is divided enough, and it's actually really sad and kind of pathetic. Because at some point you can't keep blaming the system. At some point you have to look at each other and say, okay, why are we allowing this to happen? Why do we keep doing the same thing over and over again? Because again, Tom Macdonald's not the first person to said this. Many people have said stuff like this, and we keep just doing it. So at some point, fool us once, fool us twice, fool us a million times, when are we going to learn from our mistakes, you know? I would love to see Tom Macdonald in this project be something a little different. And I know that's just me probably. Like, he gave us, you know, No Lives Matter, then he gave us Fake Woke, and then, you know, had the Cancel Between, and then he had this, and I feel like it's all kind of under the same umbrella. So I love like something different. Not to say like I want him to stop doing this. I'm not saying that. But me, I just would like to see something a little different next time. Maybe another like hard-hitting rap, like No Response, or This House, or I'm Sorry, or something like that, or even I Don't Know, or No, I Don't Care. Like something a bit more along that lines. I did see in a live stream that he said he garnered a lot of fans from the Woke song, and that he felt a little bit pressured to maybe put out something else like that, because his new fans that he got from Fake Woke might be wanting something like that. So I would love something else you know, something else in his new project. I'm looking forward to the new sound he's been talking about. Like, he's thinking about doing rock or punk, and I think that would be amazing because I think a lot of his songs have that edge to it already. But I'm always going to support Tom Macdonald. Like, I'm always going to be Hangover Gain and Hog, and I'm always going to support whatever his decisions or whatever his next song would be. I just selfishly will, like, do something else. I don't know. You guys agree with me, or you're like, no, he can stay in his conscious lane. I love it. I don't want him to do anything else. Or would you like something different, his next project? You know, put in a comment in the comment section below. Like, comment, and subscribe, guys. Hit the bell to get the notifications when I do upload. That just helps with the algorithm. I had some technical difficulties during this video, like my computer kept crashing and stopping, so maybe there's some inconsistency in my energy in this video, but I just kept it pushing. I hope it didn't like mess it up or anything. I do have a travel vlog channel. You can, if you want to know where I am in the world, you can go subscribe to my travel channel or follow me on Instagram. My stories is usually what's most up to date, and you guys have an amazing day. Bye.
Creating an imaginary picture. Usually it's something that moves.